Welcome to the 5-Year-Old and Me Show. I'm Coco Brown, lifestyle diva and author of Mikasa, Blurred Lines Book One, and I have with me the amazing Adina Crawford, aka the Deanie the Yogini. I'm so delighted to have you with me today. Could you tell the audience a little bit about yourself?
First of all, I want to say thank you for even having me on your show. I think this has been a long time coming, I guess, between you and I. You know, about me. If I can describe myself in one word, it's just authentic. I do a lot in the community in terms of bringing more awareness and diversity in the fitness space. And it doesn't matter what shape or size that you are, just allowing your body to set the pace. So I work with a
Wow.
lot of different brands, Fleet Feet Sports, REI, um, Terry Bicycles, just to name a few. I am pretty much in a lot of the spaces now, member of Black Girls Run, Shero for Black Girls Do Bike, and just being me, Deanie the Yogini.
That's awesome. And you just got back from somewhere. Where's that?
I just got back from Jamaica.
Nice. Okay. And
And it was a 5-day trip. It was the 2024 meetup for Black Girls Do Bike. Every year we try to find a place to meet up, and Jamaica was the selection. And I get to see my cyclista sisters from New York, from California, from Jersey, from Seattle, from all over. And we all meet up because we have a common goal, which we like to cycle. And everybody's at different levels and different paces, but we respect people for where they are in their journey and their cycling goal. So it was 3 days of cycling, and it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. Sponsored by Cycle Jamaica, One Love. It was just phenomenal. The lady Jennifer put an awesome event on. Awesome.
wow. And how long have you been a part of that group?
Wow, I've been a part of Black Girls Do Bike now for over a decade. And I started off as a participant, and uh, as a participant, then I moved into the Shero role. But as of late, I've been doing more running than cycling. But as the weather gets a little colder, I start to set up my indoor cycling and start to do some things. Actually, we got a ride set up this weekend, Veterans Day. We're going to do a ride down on the Capitol Crescent Trail.
Wow. Okay. So how did this journey begin for you, Adina? What made you
Wow.
decide to become an athlete?
So, I was that person. We all know them when we were in school that didn't want to put on your gym clothes, always want to sit on the sidelines because it was that one piece gym suit, you remember? Blue
Yeah.
on the dark blue on the top, light blue on the bottom, or vice versa. And I was a person that just didn't want to be active or engaged or involved. And I just didn't come from a family that really talked about being active, right? So um I'm what you considered as a very late bloomer to get into the fitness space. And it took me being over 300 plus pounds, a heavy smoker, and a conversation with my husband to
Wow.
get me moving. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
It was pretty heavy. And he recalls, he basically says he doesn't remember that, but I clearly remember him telling me, you need to do something. You need to get off of that couch and you need to do something.
Okay. Okay. So he was concerned for your health, obviously,
Oh,
because he
100%.
loves you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So I understand the health aspect, but what made you dive into so many different areas? What excited you about this? What made you think this is something I want to do?
Because I found that I was becoming me. I was getting more connected with me and learning who Adina Crawford really is. Right. So I started off slow and joining a running group, and Fleet Feet was my journey. And learning about that, all bodies are built to do something, right? We're built to do something, whether it's running,
Right.
cycling, walking, hiking, whatever it is. We're built to do something. And I found that I was like, wow, this is really neat. I found that I was feeling a lot better and more appreciative of myself and less mean with people, if that makes
Wow.
sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So we've known each other for so many years, and you're one of the first friendly faces that I encountered upon just getting to Maryland and getting to know Maryland. And that was at least 17 years ago. I don't
Yeah.
remember any meanness. And it's just amazing to track your journey and see, from then to now, you've always been sweet. Always been very helpful and kind. And to see you embark upon this journey and just be so invigorated by it, I see it suits you well. And I'm just excited to look on your page and see what you're doing next because it's taking you so many places. Where has this journey taken you, Adina? Just kind of spell it out. Give us a little
Wow.
taste of.
This journey has taken me places, uh, can I just say all over the world?
Yes,
It has taken me all over the world. It has exposed me to all kinds of people, and it has put me in uncomfortable spaces to get comfortable, to learn about other people, to learn about myself. And it has been so rewarding that each time I take a journey, I'm learning something more about myself, and we know that we
yeah,
say that comparison is the thief of joy. Well, I find I keep the J in my joy and find that happiness within. And
yes.
it has just brought me to places like Switzerland, Italy,
Mm,
France. And I don't have a million followers, but people see the work that I do in the community. And again, you have your supporters and your detractors. And some people just latch on and say, hey, I want to learn more about what you're doing. And during COVID, I had the fortunate opportunity to work with a lot of different brands virtually. And
yes.
a lot of those brands reached out after COVID. In May, I was sent out to Seattle by Brooks to do an event for their employees.
Nice.
And Brooks is a major, major, major shoe company.
Yes.
Yeah, so that was amazing, and I'm getting ready to do something else with them for the holidays.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
pretty awesome. And I understand that there is an Adina Crawford Day. Tell
Yes.
me about that.
So back in October 2022, being a born and raised in the Bronx, but lived in Massachusetts all my life, I went home to Massachusetts to do an event for Fleet Feet. And the mayor couldn't make it out to my event, and the mayor's Dominic Sarno. He sent one of his staff members through courier to bring me a proclamation,
Wow.
knowing that we went to high school together. He was a year ahead of me. But when people read and hear about your journey, he was
Yes.
like, this is amazing. She's coming back, giving back to her hometown people. And here you are. And having that proclamation and having an official Adina Crawford Day, that is just so humbling and so rewarding that I can know that every October 30th, there's a Adina Crawford Day.
Yes, yes. And that's amazing. It's an amazing thing for brown women like us to have that connection to fitness and just to be celebrated and recognized. I applaud you for that, Adina. You're
Thank you.
so deserving.
But we want to be
Absolutely.
seen, right? And we want to be in the
Yes,
space to be seen.
yes.
Because oftentimes we're in the background or we're not in a space where others are pushing us to the front. We're like on the sidelines or what have you. So we want to be seen.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes. And you wear the beautiful colors to make sure you're seen because I noticed that. Always vibrant, always lovely. So you ran and you do marathons and you bike. What made you branch out to yoga?
Back in several years ago, I was really racking up a lot of miles just running. And I started having like a lot of like hip issues, knee pain, all of that stuff. And I decided to join a yoga studio in Bethesda. And from there, I found that, oh, this is good. I feel good about this. And one day, and I know this is probably their sales pitch, but I'm going to take it to heart because I felt it was meant for me. The studio manager said to me, she said, I really like your energy. She said, I think you would make an excellent yoga instructor. I was like, really? And I thought, again, it could be their sales pitch, but that was a calling for me.
Okay.
I took that calling, got my 50 hours of yoga sculpt training, and then thereafter got my 200 hours of yoga teaching. And every bit of money that I put into my training, I made that back in the first year of teaching.
Wow. Okay.
I have poured my heart and soul into yoga because I feel that yoga is for all bodies and you meet your
Mm,
body where it is, right? You say,
yes.
I can't touch my toes. Not yet, but I will. Take the
Yes.
word can't out and make people feel accepting when they come into your space. I always
Yes.
tell people the thing is now welcome in, and I make it accessible by giving modifications. If you're unable to touch
Mm,
your toes, go to your shins. Can't go to your shins, go to your thighs. So make people feel that they can be part of the whole and not on the outside. So I
right.
find that to be very, very helpful, and I keep having people come back.
Wow. Okay. Okay. So looking back, what were you like when you were 5, if you could remember, or at least go back as far as you can remember and tell me what you were like then?
Rambunctious, rambunctious.
Okay.
Um, I have always been a social butterfly. So when I say that, always asking questions, wanting to know how to do something, I come from a West Indian background.
Mhm.
So my father was born in Panama and then raised in Jamaica, and always a go-getter. My father always told me, he said, be yourself. Whatever you do, be yourself. And I'll never forget it because back then, while I grew up as an only child, there were lonely
Mhm.
moments, but my parents kept my mind fed by reading,
Right.
bringing me to cultural events, traveling to Canada, to Jamaica, to New York, to all over. So,
Okay.
people used to say, oh, you were just fed with a silver spoon. No, I was just educated early with my parents, you
Right.
know, and I feel like that 5-year-old self was always open and talkative. And even in high school, I got most popular. So
Mm.
that kind of goes along with all the, the I like to talk people. But
Right.
I find that that as I got older, that 5-year-old self became more creative in her adulthood
Okay.
and stepping more into my purpose.
Well, that's awesome. Okay. Okay. So, what did you want to be when you were growing up? What were you thinking? What was your focus?
I wanted to be a forensic pathologist, actually.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
I wanted to be a forensic pathologist. I always had a thing, and sounds kind of morbid, but the dealing with dead bodies and things of that nature. It's kind of weird, but that's kind of where I wanted to go. I really wanted to be a forensic pathologist. And um my I won't say my dreams were shattered, but it was just my goals ended up being shifted into something different. Um, because I had a gift of just community and people. I was even a candy
Mhm.
striper. I mean, you remember the candy stripers?
Yes.
I was a candy striper
Okay.
for a
Okay.
short period of time. So I found a place where with my way of communicating with people, I decided I want to go into the travel business.
Okay.
So I went to school, got my degree, and part of it was business management, and the other part was travel. And I worked for a travel agency for a long time in Boston, and it just worked out. But then I found that that was just the customer service side of things. Where do you
Right.
really want to go? And then I ended up working for American Express, and I had some really good gigs. And then I found my way to my where I'm at now currently. So, you know,
Okay.
yeah, so
Okay.
it's been
So,
some shifts.
right. Yeah. So, what made you move from Boston?
Well, I was working for Marriott at the time, and I was in their concierge. I was like one of the
Mhm.
concierge people. And I met a lady, I'll never forget. I met a lady and she says, "Hey, I told her I wanted to do something different." She says, "Well, I got a job for you in DC." And I saw her often. She would come back and forth, back and forth. And it was interesting because she offered me a job, and this was with the American Institute of Architects. It was just kind of like just to get my foot in the door.
Right.
And that's where I started. I came down and ended up working for AIA, American Institute of Architects. And that's kind of how I started pivoting and maneuvering to really finding what I wanted to do.
Okay.
So yeah, it was some ups and downs, some ebbs and flows, but I had a really good support system with my parents.
Yeah, that's important. Yeah.
Very.
Yeah. So, I'm looking at the marathons, the biking, the running, and I see you have a saying, make fit happen. Um, what keeps you going, Adina? I mean, it seems like you're doing so many things at all the time. What keeps you, what keeps your energy high? What keeps you motivated?
I am motivated to just take care of myself. And I really do find joy in fitness. I find joy when I can have students that I teach on a regular basis make vast improvements, and I let them know that you're looking good. You have done so well. You give out those shout outs, right? So that warms my heart and motivates me to continue on and continue on. But I also find that for my mental,
Mm,
fitness is a big thing for me because
okay.
we have more
Okay.
years behind us than ahead of us.
Yeah. Yeah. Sobering. But
Sobering,
yes.
very sobering, but yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and you look fantastic. I mean, the transformation that you've gone through, I'm sure you're very proud of yourself and you feel so much better now that you are so active.
I do. I do. And of course we all have our areas that we have body, well, I know personally some body dysmorphia or whatever. We all have struggles, right? In areas that we wish that we can change rapidly and all that stuff. But I pace myself. I let my body set the pace. I am not competing with the next person next to me because they're doing something at a higher level than me. You meet your body where it is. That's it's as simple as that. Meet your body where it is.
That's good. That's good. That's a good message for all of us,
Yes.
no matter where you are in your fitness journey, because so many of us around this time, we hit the holidays, we, beat ourselves up, and then we
Yep.
try to
Yep.
start fresh in the new year. It's good to have something that excites you, that keeps you going, because it's easy to get distracted, like you said, by the person on the left or the right of you.
Yeah.
They're not on your journey. We're on our own journey. And it's so important to love yourself enough to just work at your pace.
That's it.
Work
And
at your
stay in your
pace.
lane, right? There's a thing that
Yes.
I always talk about when it comes to stress. It's the word stop. So oftentimes you need to stop what you're doing, gather your thoughts, take a breath.
Okay.
Observe your thoughts, feelings, and emotions at that moment. When you
Mhm.
find yourself in that space, and then proceed with something that will support you in your moment, positive. So I always
Yeah.
think of the word stop and what it means for me.
Yeah. That's powerful. That's a great acronym. I like that. So as the holidays approach, tell me, what's your favorite holiday memory? We share so many things in common, both being from the Bronx, both of Caribbean descent, both in the same fields. Um, just tell me, what is your favorite Christmas memory?
I remember when my father worked for Pratt and Whitney, which was in East Hartford, Connecticut. You know, it's like the Boeing, the plane company, and they did a lot of like work with a lot of those big planes and things. And my father, every Christmas, my mother and father would take me to, they would bring, the company would have like this event where they would bring all the employees to bring their children to get all the Christmas gifts. And I remember
Mm,
sitting in like an auditorium and my name was called and I ran down the aisle to gather those gifts. That is such a memorable moment. It went on for at least 5 years. It was so
wow.
amazing. So my dad's job did all that. They gathered up the toys. I would walk home with two big bags and it was amazing. So that was one of my
Yeah.
most memorable. And then my father taking me to Rockefeller Center.
Oh, wow. That's a beautiful memory.
That's a beautiful memory. I
Yeah.
mean, it was just so amazing. Let's go. He would say, I'm taking you to Rockefeller Center. And just all the things. I just come from a family that was knitted together and invested in me.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's safe to say you're a daddy's girl, right?
I would say I was more close to my mother. My father, he was like
Oh.
the breadwinner. So he did all the outside things, but he always used to call me Booby. That's actually my nickname.
Okay.
Yeah. Call me Booby. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, that's great. And I want to thank you so much for joining me here today to share your world, which is just amazing and ever expanding. Can you tell the people where they can find you?
Yes, absolutely. So I my book is published on Amazon. Mind Your Breath, Activating Your Joy. Every day, just pull a script out of there to help you through your day. They can find me on Instagram under Deanie, Deanie, the Yogini. They can find me there on TikTok, Chocolate Yoga Girl, Chocolate Yoga, yeah,
Nice.
Chocolate Yoga Girl, and then on Facebook, Adina Forbes Crawford.
Nice. Nice. Well, again, thank you so much and enjoy your holidays and just continue to be the best you, Adina. Thank you
I
so
really
much.
appreciate that. And remember, stop for
Yes.
what that means.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me, Andrea.